tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, 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 don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me till I come marching.
Good morning, everybody. I'm still John Wozniak, and this is my good friend Fawn. This morning we're here in Socorro, New Mexico at what is known as the Jumbo Historical Mark-Off. And this morning I'm betting, Fawn, you've got a little more to share on this story.
Yes, from a personal perspective. My mother was 13 years old and actually lived 48 miles from the Trinity Site.
Very close.
No one knew that this was going to happen. No one knew it had been made. No one knew anything other than the government had come in and given everybody 48 hours to get off that land. And they seized it to make the Stallion bombing range.
You would have to think that there was exposure for those people.
Everybody was working, had no idea it went off till after the fact. When chickens were being hatched, they would have no legs or missing wings. Ducks were born with one. Sometimes they had two legs. This man had a really dark beard. He was a rancher who lived by my mom. And all of a sudden he had these spots that started appearing. And so they thought he just put bleach on it as kids.
Right.
The cattle, the horses started appearing with strange blotches and deformities.
Right.
So my grandfather sold the ranch that same year and actually moved to town here to Socorro. And my mother went from a one-room schoolhouse out there to graduating from Socorro High School. They knew that something was going on, but they didn't know what. The government had come in, created a small town north of Albuquerque called Los Alamos, where they housed all the scientists and they did all their work. Sometimes they would come down to the area of Bingham and San Antonio and they would hang out at the Owl Bar. However, the locals would say they were just prospectors. They had no idea they were the scientists that were fixing to set off this bomb. And they told them that there were absolutely no dangerous chemicals or etc. in this bomb. But after they saw what happened at Japan, they came over and did a lot of research on a lot of the local people out there, which most of them died at a very early age.
My goodness.
My grandmother, one of which did, from cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
Lung cancer.
I understand.
Yeah. But anyway, so my mom graduated from Socorro and stayed here and worked at the Studebaker dealership until she met my dad. The rest is history.
There
you
you
have
go.
me.
Hey folks, I'll tell you what, check it out. Good morning, everybody. We're in Magdalena, New Mexico with Fawn again and Taco, who is a seasoned traveler. Myself, as a cradle Catholic, I find the Magdalena sort of resemblance interesting. Everybody should make their own decision. And Fawn, I believe you've got some more personal experience to share.
Yes, I do. But first, I will talk about Mary Magdalena. The Spanish soldiers saw the profile of a woman on the west face of the peak. A priest with them was reminded of a similar peak in Spain called La Sierra de Maria Magdalena. So he called the New Mexico site La Sierra de Magdalena. The pass on the south of this peak became known as the Magdalena Gap. When the town grew, it received the name of Magdalena. The rock formation has always been referred to as that of Mary Magdalena. As a child, we always looked forward to coming through Magdalena and looking for Mary.
If you look long enough.
Well, you don't have to look long if you know her. She's right there.
I've seen 1,000 ink blots.
However, This has some personal history for me.
Excellent.
My mother was born in the town with a midwife. She was one of twins. She was born first, and her little brother was born second. My great-grandparents lived here. They're actually still buried here. My grandfather had a homestead just south of where we are, north of where we are right now.
Okay.
And then before they moved over to Bingham.
It's like coming home.
Oh yeah, it is. And as a child, we would come through here quite often. And in the background, you will see the building with the white roof, metal roof, or white roof anyhow.
Referred to as a cat house?
Yeah, when I
Okay.
was a kid, my dad pops off.
Siamese cats, Persians?
I didn't know at the time. He says, there's the cat house. And I said, Daddy, what's a cat house? And he said, honey, it's a house with a lot of doors, because I caught him off guard. I was too inquisitive.
Very nice. Well, thank you, Fawn, from the personal perspective. That was actually very nice. And we're on our way to the very large array, the VLA. So we'll be checking in shortly. Thank you.
So I can stay. I ain't overdue, so you can't throw me out. I've loved here for years, don't know where I'd go now. 'Cause I pay rent on a rundown place. There ain't no view, but there's lots of space in my heart. The heart that you own. That you own.
Hi, Catty Cat. That means that you go somewhere, just do it.